Good morning. So, in my previous lecture, I was talking about Shannon's first theorem or source coding theorem. There, I have discussed briefly on the theorem, and also I was talking about the requirements of an efficient source encoder, and also the statement of the Shannon's first theorem. Okay, now and also there I have calculated the efficiency of the Shannon's by using Shannon's first theorem. I have calculated the efficiency of the or coding efficiency of the source encoder there. Okay, now uh, uh, I want to talk about Shannon Fano code. Okay, so because in my last class I told you that we have to discuss two algorithms which is using or which are used uh, to find out the variable length coding technique. Okay, so Shannon Fano algorithm is a uh, algorithm which is used to find out the variable length coding technique. Okay, so this is a variable length coding technique. Okay, so now I have to discuss about Shannon Fano algorithm. Then after that, uh, in our coming lecture, then I will talk about Huffman coding. Okay, so let us discuss about Shannon Fano code and its efficiency. Okay. So suppose that m number of messages are being transmitted and that each message has been coded into an n bit words. M number of messages are being transmitted and these messages has been coded into n bit words, which are coded into n bit words. Okay, so m number of messages are coded into n bit words. That means m is equal to 2 to the power n. Okay, now we have we have already seen that the average information content per message, okay, for equally like message is given by, that is h is equal to log 2m. This is in our previous discussion we have discussed these things. So h is log 2m. Okay, so this is the average information content per message. Okay, so now substitute m is equal to 2 to the power n in the equation of h. Okay, I can write. Okay, now we have to substitute m is equal to 2 to the power n in the previous equation, where I have written h as log 2m. Okay, so I can write h is equal to log 2 to the power n. So in the place of what m I have written 2 to the power n. So it will be equal to n bits per message. n bits per message. Okay, so as the number of bits per message is also n, that is capital N, the average information carried by an individual bit will be the average information carried by an individual bit by an individual bit, which will be h by n, which will be 1 bit. Okay, so this is the maximum average information per bit. This is the maximum average information okay, per bit. Now coming to the problem. Okay, so the problem arises when the m messages are not equally likely. Okay, when the problem is when m messages are not equally likely. Clear? So that then h is less than n. Okay, or h by n will be less than 1. Okay, and each bit carries less than 1 bit, or each bit carries less than 1 bit of average information. That means as h by n is less than 1, so each bit carries less than 1 bit of average information. Okay, clear? Now we want to talk about the remedies, because already we know the problem. Okay, so now we have to talk about the remedy. So the above problem can be solved by using a code in which all the messages are not encoded into the same number of bits. That is, the code length for each message is going to be different. Okay, so the number of bits in a code word will decrease as the message becomes a more likely message. Okay, so with this technique we can generate a more efficient code. Okay, so that means then only we can generate a more efficient code. So for that, the Shannon-Fano algorithm uses this technique to get an efficient code. Okay, so for this Shannon-Fano algorithm uses the technique to get efficient code. Okay, now I want to talk about Shannon-Fano algorithm. So consider the table. I want to show you the table now. Okay, we have to consider a table here. So consider this table, okay, which gives 8 possible messages. Okay, that is M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7 and M8. So 8 possible messages are here with their corresponding probability. So for M1 the probability is 1/2, m2 that is 1 by 8, m3 that is 1 by 8, for m4 that is 1 by 16, for m5 that is 1 by 16, for m5 that is 1 by 16, for m6 that is 1 by 16, for m7 that is 1 by 32, for m8 that is 1 by 32. So these are the probabilities with respect to message in the table I have given. Okay. So in order to obtain the code words for each message, follow the procedure. Okay, or each message follow some procedures which I want to discuss now. Okay, so procedures to obtain Shannon's Fano codes. Now I am to write the procedures. Okay. So now I want to write the procedures, that is in our step 1. So that is in our step 1. Okay, I am writing the procedures. Okay, I am writing the procedures. Okay, procedures to obtain Shannon Fano codes. So step 1, in step 1 I can write the list, or I can write list the source symbol. Here in step 1, list the source symbol, okay, or message in order of decreasing probability, in order of decreasing probability. So in your step 1 we have to list the symbols or messages in order to decreasing probability. Then in our next step we have to partition. In our next step, partition the set, okay, of message or symbol into two sets. We have to partition the total symbol into two sets, and that are close to being equiparable or equiprobable. That we have to partition the set of symbols into two sets, okay, which are as close to being equiprobable as possible. Okay. Now in our next step we have to assign assign 0, okay, to each message, okay, in the upper set, and 1 to each message in the lower set. 1 to each message in the lower set. To each message, okay, to each message in the lower set. Now in our step 4, continue this process. In our step 4, continue this process. Okay, continue this process each time partitioning the sets with as nearly equal probabilities as possible until further partitioning is not possible. Okay. So by following this procedure, we get the code for each message. Okay, I'm showing I am showing you a table by which you can understand that by following the procedure of Shannon Fano codes, okay, how you are getting the code for each message. Okay, so now I want to show you the table. Okay, so this is the table. Okay, I want to show you, see the table here. Okay, so this is an example to demonstrate application of Shannon-Fano algorithm. Okay, here the messages, that is M1 to M8, then the probabilities already I have told you in our previous table. Okay, then in our column 1, okay, how we are partitioning and the data are given there, or lower set or upper set, how we are denoting. Okay, similarly column 2, column 3, then column 4, then column 5, then code words. Okay, so then code words for each message, like here, our for M1 the code word is 0, like M2 that is 1 0 0 0. Okay, as per the column 1, column 2 and column 3, and after at column 4 M2 message is stopped there, so the code word is 100. Similarly M3 that is 101. Then for M4, M4 is stopped at column column 5. So for M4 the code word is 1100. Similarly for M8 the okay, the code word is 11111. Okay, so and the number of bits per code word we are writing at our last column of the table. Okay, so for M1 the number of bits per code is 1. Similarly for M2, as it is 100, so number of bits for code word is 3. Similarly for M7, the number of bits for code is 5. Okay, as the value of M7 is, or code word of M7 is 11110. Similarly as the code word for M8 is 11111, so here also the number of bits per code word is 5. Okay, so now consider 1 in the table. Okay, so here we divide the total 8 messages into 2 partitions, so that means or groups, such that according to our set, okay, the sum of probability of each group is the same. So thus in column 1 we have M1 is one group and all other message is in other group. Okay, similarly this is because the probability of M1 is half and the sum of probability of M2 to M8 is also half. Okay, now as per the discussion, assign a bit 0 to the message M1, okay, and assign bit 1 to all other messages, that is M2 M8 in column 1. Similarly this process will be continued until each message find itself alone in a partition. Okay, so the code generated for different messages are listed and I have explained also. Okay, in and the code word will be written in the last column and the number of bits per word will be written in the last column. Okay, so whereas the probability decreases, the number of bits in encoded word will increase. For example, M8 has probability of 1 by 32 and the code word has 8 bits to represent it, because already we have discussed there in our previous discussion that the probability decreases, the number of bits in the encoded word will increase. Okay, so for M8 the probability is very low, that is decreases, that is 1 by 32, and the code word is increased here, which is 5 bits to represent it. Now we have to talk about the average code word length. Okay, now I want to talk about the average code word length. Now I want to talk about average code word length. What is that? That is L. Okay. So average code word length L can be written as sum over k is equal to 1 to what? M, capital M, pk into length of the message mk in bits, okay, into length of the message mk in bits. Okay, so here the pk is what? Pk is probability of kth message, probability of kth message, and mk is kth message, and also our mk is also kth message. Okay, here length of mk. Okay, L is sum over k is equal to 1 to m pk and into length of mk in bits. Okay, so this is the length. Okay, so in the example we have already discussed. Okay, or in the example discussed, we have discussed that in the example already we have discussed that L is what? 1 by 2 into 1, okay, for message 1, and for message 1 what is the probability? That is 1 by 2, and the number of bits for message 1 is what? 1. So I have written L is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 plus 1 by 8, then for the 1 by 8 into 3, okay, plus 1 by 16 into 4, okay, 1 by 16 into 4 into 3, okay. So here I have to write 1 by 8 into 3 into 2, okay, because for 2 messages. Okay, here the probability is 1 by 16 into 4, because the number of bits per code word is 4. Okay, when the probability is 1 by 16, and this is for 3 messages, and 1 by 8 is for 2 messages. Okay, so when the probability is 1 by 16, this is for 3 messages, so I have multiplied here by 3. Similarly, I want to write plus 1 by 32 into the number of code word, number of bits per code word is what? 5. Okay, probability is 1 by 32 and number of bits per code word is 5. For how many messages? For 2 messages, number 7 and number 8 message, that is for M7 and M8. So it will be multiplied by 2 also. Okay, so the length will be, now the length will be what? The length will be 2.3125 bits per message. Okay. So here we have calculated the L as per our example, we have calculated L as 2.3125 bits per message. Now come to discuss about average information per message. Average information per message, which is denoted by age. Okay. So age can be written as sum over I is equal to, again I am writing, so age can be written as sum over I is equal to 1 to k pxi, okay, into log, into I am writing the next term, into log, okay, to 1 by p xi. Okay. So this term will be come to here. So I can write h is equal to sum over I is equal to 1 to k pxi into log 2 1 by pxi. Okay. So this is for average information per message. Now the efficiency, code efficiency, we have to calculate final one. So code efficiency. Okay, that is eta. So the code efficiency eta is defined as the ratio of average information per message, which is age, and the average code word length, and that is L. Okay, so here I am telling that the code efficiency, which is average information per message, average information per message by average code word length. Average code word length. Okay, so this is eta. So I can write it as, okay, that is code efficiency as h by L, because average information per message is denoted by h and average code word length is denoted by L. Okay, so I can write it as h by L. So there are no unit for the code efficiency, and the code efficiency can be expressed in percentage also. So when I am writing the code efficiency in percentage form, that will be eta is equal to h by L into 100%. Here the code efficiency should be as high as possible. Okay, and the concept of code efficiency is clear. Okay, and that is the efficiency should be high as far as possible. Okay. So as per the Shannon-Fano method, or as per Shannon-Fano algorithm, okay, we are getting better code efficiency. Okay, so which, and the formula for code efficiency is what? N is equal to h by L into 100%, that is in percentage form. Already we have derived. So this finishes our lecture on Shannon-Fano code and the efficiency calculation by using Shannon-Fano code method or Shannon-Fano algorithm. Okay, so you can do some numericals on Shannon-Fano code algorithm. Okay, from your textbooks. Okay, thank you very much.